people shocked that they work hard to start their business. You understand? Poor Aunt Patty shop there. She's working hard to make her business work. And then you lot want to go and burn it up for what? Just to say that you're warring and you're bad man. This is about a fucking man who got shot in Tottenham. This ain't about having fun on the road and busting up the place. Get it real, black people. Get real.
In the middle.
Do it for a cause. If we're fighting for a cause, let's fight for a fucking cause. You lot piss me the fuck off. I'm ashamed to be a Hackney person. Because we're not all gathering together and fighting for a cause. We're running down Foot Locker and TV Shoe. Dirty teeth or not.
Now, Pauline, it's a bit early in the day for that kind of language, okay?
I know.
So keep it sweet. The Hackney heroine. What I want to ask you about is that incident, because although about a minute of it was captured on film, the incident actually happened over a longer period of time. Just talk a tiny bit about what happened.
I was trying to make my way home. I do a community radio show, and I was trying to make my way home because we were told that the station was shut and no one was going anywhere. People have been told to close their shops. So we started heading home. Roads were blocked, police were everywhere. I'm like, what on earth, helicopters? It was like mayhem. So I said, oh, let's go to the studio, which is a recording studio, and kill some time till it all dies down. And basically that's what we did. About 5 hours later, we came out, and it was like, oh my God, it was like walking through the wardrobe of the Narnia. You know, you stepped into something totally different. It was unbelievable. And I lost it. I saw everything on fire, people balaclavaed up and throwing fire bombs. It was...
But the person you were talking to, you were speaking to them for 3 or 4 minutes, weren't you?
It was a good long while. I think they got the last few minutes of that colourful conversation.
And they didn't get... I mean, I think you got quite close.
He was kind of bracing up to me a bit and saying, what's your problem? They've got insurance. And I'm like, well, how do you know that? You know, these are people... This is probably your neighbour's car, you know?
You made a big mistake getting that close to you,
Pauline.
Pauline.
Oh, yes, he did, because at that point, that's when I was like, you what?
So it kicked off, as it were, and then you dispersed, went home. I think you got a call or a message from your daughter.
My daughter said, Mum, where are you? And I said, well, I'm kind of on my way home. I'm just crossing. Mum, where are you? Someone said they've seen you on TV. I'm like, me? Which I actually thought that was a bit ludicrous. TV, no. I said, I haven't been stealing anything, no. She said, please, just get home. So I went home, and then we decided to go back the next day to do the clean-up mission.
So tell me what happened. So you still didn't know anything about the clip.
Didn't have a clue.
You got up and thought, let's clean up Clarence Road.
Let's go clean up Clarence Road. That's why I looked a bit rough in the pictures the next day. Yeah, we bounced down the road, and it's like, you're that woman. And I'm like, what woman? No, it ain't. Whatever it is, it's not me. And it's like, you know, you're that woman. People are looking for you. And I'm like, what people?
So who was saying that to you? The shopkeepers on
people
Clarence
on
Road?
the roadside, you know. And the few that knew me said, hear your voice on, I'm sure it's you, you know. It was on it was a bit dark, but I'm sure it's you. So I'm like, what on earth's going on? So a vicar came
you just
up.
Couldn't remember the incident, or you didn't put one and one together?
Not at all. I mean, that was yesterday.
Okay, no, of course
this
it
is
was.
today.
That's a long time
you know,
ago.
I'm
Yeah.
Hey, I was. And so, yeah, Vicar came up and gave me a card from the Daily Express, or one of them, and it said, these people have said, if we've seen you. And then I went into a sweetie shop, and I'm saying to my friend, what on earth's going on? Why do they want me? I haven't stolen anything. I didn't
You're a
do
classic example of the optimism bias, Pauline, I think.
Yes! And so we've gone into this shop, and then suddenly it was a swarm of people just suddenly, hello, we're from the Times, we're from the Sun, we're from all these different papers, and what, you know, where have you been all day, and your Guardian, the whole lot. It's unbelievable.
Shocking. It's shocking. I'm not sure if the Observer was there.
Observer was definitely there. I'm sure they were.
I'll have to check on that. And then the next day, Wednesday, it's the TV stations, I think, that are kicking off.
It's like 7:30, the buzzer's gone off in the morning.
Well, what time did you expect? Mostly it
Well,
goes
I
off in the
thought
evening,
it was
yeah.
my carer,
Okay,
you see,
right.
who usually poddles in whenever she feels like. She comes, oh, there's a load of people outside, you know. I'm like, what kind of people? But I didn't pay her any mind because she can be a bit gaga.
Had you
bless her.
seen the... I think we'll try and strike that from the edited film. Had you
Love
seen
her
the
to
clip?
bits.
Had you seen the clip yet?
I hadn't seen anything. I tell a lie, I did. They showed me briefly in the shop, is this you? And I went, yes, okay then, and the laptop
What was your daughter thinking at this point? Because she...
By now, it's all over Facebook.
Yeah.
Did you see your mum? Your mum's on TV. Oh, my goodness. So my daughter and my father, he's like, hark at the heroine. Ha, ha, ha.
It's great to have family support, really, at times like that.
Yes.
So Wednesday, the TV crews want to do interviews.
I had Channel 4, CNN, Sky. They were all knocking my door. And I'm like, how on earth did they know where I lived? And I was finding myself kind of ducking in the living room. And I thought, something's not right here. They took pictures, papers yesterday. This is all another day. This should have gone away by now. And it just didn't. And it still hasn't, because look at me. Wow.
And there's this... There's a serious point about somebody who suddenly becomes literally world famous in the space of a minute, and you found yourself with this electric heat and a kind of media firestorm.
Yes.
And that's a difficult thing to deal with.
It was very hard to deal with because I didn't have a clue. You see these things on TV. It's all in a film, and I was whisked away to Windsor, for 4 days, and it was rather like this, And I really had.
Well, let's just to make that clear, she wasn't whisked away to the Queen's house in Windsor.
Well, I was across the road.
Yeah,
so
across the
that's
road.
Close enough.
She was whisked away by a Sunday newspaper who wanted to make sure that nobody else got close to her, and so they put her up in a hotel for 4 days. So it did make it sound like you were guesting at Windsor Palace. That's going to happen later. Pauline, just to finish, lots of things have happened since then. Some good,
yes.
some not so bad. And how do you feel now, 6 months on?
6 months on, if they start again, I'd do it again. I feel that we need to get some love out there and rekindle our children and get them in the right direction. And it's not just children, they were grown-ups in that riots. And it was heartbreaking to see. And really, I really want everyone to just reach out to their neighbours and give support where support's needed. Our country's really going downhill, and it's sad to see, because we're all wonderful people and we've got a lot to offer.
Excellent, Pauline. One last thing. I know that you, after the clip, you auditioned for Britain's Got Talent.
Yes. And in an instant, the newspapers got hold of that as well.
That's amazing, isn't
Gosh,
it?
it's unbelievable.
Shocking. It's an absolute shocker.
Yes.
What happened at the audition?
I got 4 yeses, even Simon Cowell. But I had to wave my stick a bit.
What did you sing?
I sang Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong.
And you're a bit of a jazz singer anyway, aren't you? If you go on YouTube, there's lots of clips of you singing.
Trying to, yes.
I think we'd like to hear just a quick burst from Pauline.
Okay, I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world.